Hi guys, Henry from shortboard.co.uk. Today we're going to be looking at the Indio Plus Surfboard. Brand new. Headlines with this board are it's designed for the sort of smaller, lighter weight paddler. So, you know, teenager, lighter weight woman, smaller guy who wants a first board or a board to progress on that's not going to feel massive. That's the headlines. We'll get into the detail in a bit. So, first things first, Indio Surfboards. Bit of a new brand to the UK and Europe, so probably not a huge amount out there on them so far. Basically, these are the brainchild of the guys at Pucas Surf in the Basque region of Spain. Pucas have one of probably Europe's biggest surfboard factory, and they make all the super high-end performance boards out there. So these guys are making the Channel Islands boards, the Lost boards, the Pucas boards, the McTavish boards. You know, they're really producing the best quality surfboards in Europe at that sort of higher end. What they were missing was a brand for sort of the more beginner intermediate market, right? So surfing's blowing up, everybody's surfing at the moment, wants a board, and I think Pucas felt that the options out there from some of the traditional pop-out brands just weren't as good as they could be, and they've been able to use their experience and knowledge actually shaping. So these boards have been like refined and shaped in Spain and like actually surfed to produce something that's really fantastic and at a great value as well. You know, these are a fantastic value. So how are these boards made? Quickly a bit about that. Again, you can Google it. I'm sure we've probably got a video about it somewhere, but these are an epoxy construction. So they're made the same as any other surfboard. So they get a bit of foam and they put it through a machine that cuts the foam back. So sort of a spinning disc, trims all the foam back to be 95% of the shape. And then finally someone comes along and hand sands the finish. So that means they rub down the board, get rid of any slight imperfections in the foam, and it also means that they're able to really put a lot of time, effort and energy into the rails, which again we'll come back to, but really means that they can develop a board here that was a lot more performance based, and you're getting a lot more actual shape and finesse, I suppose, out of the board compared to some of those other options out there which just come out of a mold and it's all about price and numbers, versus these actually there's a bit more thought gone into them. So yeah, 3 layers of glass on the top, so 3 layers of epoxy glass on the top, 2 on the bottom. That means you end up with 5 layers on the rail, so super solid boards. Again, if you run it over in the car park, you're going to know about it, but they're very solid, and for the average beginner intermediate surfer who's sort of progressing, it's going to last a lifetime. And that's really good and useful, right? When you're sort of progressing and you might not get on with the board for too long and you want to swap it out, it's going to hold its value. So yeah, really good options for that beginner intermediate market. So the Plus. Now, Indio do 3 boards sort of in this volume range, which is really interesting. So you've got a 7.2 there, which is the Indio Egg, which is 50 litres. And you've got a 7-foot mid-length Indio there, which again is pretty much 50 litres. This is 6.2 and is 47 litres, sorry. So you're getting the same volume as something that long into something this small. Board comes in 3 sizes, it's worth mentioning. So this is a 6.2, comes in a 6.6 and a 7 foot. We'll have all the dimensions on the video for you as we speak. But really, so you're getting that same volume. What I'm trying to get at here is you're getting that same volume, that same float in a board that's half the size. Really beneficial for a couple of reasons. Number one, confidence. So when you're walking down the beach and that wind's blowing and like you're feeling a bit nervous because you've got such a long bit of board and you can't get it under your arm, having that shorter length makes you feel a lot more confident on the paddle out, on the walk out, when you're sitting in the water, when you're sitting on the board, even when you fall off. You know, there's a foot less at this end to go and hurt someone. You know, you're going to feel a lot more confident when you're on the water. Big thing, number one. Number two, float and paddle. So you're on the board, you're not going to sink it. It's got all that volume pushed through. You know, these boards are almost 3 inches thick. So when you look at it, super thick, and fantastic for sort of those smaller days, right? So when it is small, which is probably most of the time you're going to be surfing, it allows you to sort of push through and actually sit on top of the water and paddle, and you'll get in early and get that nice glide and catch the water. And that's all from that volume that's throughout. Finally, the actual shape, it's a very flat board. So if you look how flat the board is, there is a bit of nose rocker there, so that's going to help you when you are going down the wave. But at the same time, if you do start catching that front lip, there's so much volume here, and the shape's been so profiled. You know, if I could show you, or if you could feel how thin the board is here, they've really been able to develop like sort of a scoop almost to just allow you to not catch that front edge and you know, not fall off. But yeah, that sort of flatness goes all the way through, and for the smaller, flatter days, fantastic fun. And at the same time, having a flat board when you're a slightly better surfer, so let's say you're lending it to your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner who's a little bit better, or your kids have been using it and you want to have a go on it as well, you're going to really be able to get up and like fly down the line, generate loads of speed because it's nice and flat. So you're just going to be able to get that air under the board and push it through. In terms of overall shape, it's basically a mid-length sort of push down together. It's very, very wide, very, very forgiving nose, very, very wide and sort of relatively pulled in tail. And when you feel the rails on this board, they still are quite stiff. So when you do push against that, you are going to get a response. It's not all just a completely rolled rail. And again, that comes back to like the manufacturing technique and the shape that Puckers have put into the board. Fins. Comes with fins, so fantastic value as well there, and it comes with official Future fin boxes and fins, right? This is a big deal. Price point boards and similar price range to this come with sort of fake fin boxes, some might say, but these are actually official Future boxes, so your fin's going to sit really nicely in there, really nice and stiff, and you're not going to have a wobbly fin, or it's not going to give you any jip. So yeah, really fantastic to see sort of Future's official products on the boards, and also means if you ever lose a fin or whatever, you can always find one in any surf shop. In terms of colours, comes in a few different options. So this is sort of like a banana swirl effect. It comes in like another couple of colours. We'll probably show them on the website now, on the video now, sort of like a all over yellow with a few like carbon patches, but generally exactly the same board, exactly the same manufacturing technique. Board's been selling a lot we've sold quite a few actually already, which is crazy considering they've only just come in. It's that lighter paddler, we've had a lot of girls and ladies order this board from us, so they want to get out there, and they've rode in a foamy for quite a bit and they just find it's a bit too buoyant. They want something that's a bit stiffer. They can sort of duck dive it. This board isn't going to be super easy to get under duck diving, but it's going to be enough that you don't need to bear roll, right? So you'll be able to put all your weight on the front and you might just be able to get it under. At least if you get it under a little bit, it's still easier than trying to flip over and keep paddling, It's so yeah, really good for that. And we have sold some to the sort of, as I said, the sort of dads who want to take their kids out as well with them, and sort of the kids are pretty small, not even teenagers have been having a go on this and still been able to catch their first waves and really enjoy it. As I said, board comes in 3 sizes. We have them all in stock here at Shore, so if you want to talk to us a bit more about it, you can jump on the website, shore.co.uk. We have email, live chat, phone calls, give us a call, we actually want to talk about it. Or ideally, if you can come down to our shop, we have a shop which is only about 50 metres from the beach where all these boards are, so you can come put them under your arm, get a feel for it, really see what it's all about. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can drop us a comment in the box below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We do quite a lot of board videos, so worth having a look for. But yeah, really nice overall, fantastic board for someone progressing to surf, maybe the smaller rider or the better guy wanting something so they can share with someone else. Yeah, just the plus from Indio Surfboards.